way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up, oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. 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 Crank it up. Oh, it's race day.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wrapz. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wrapz. Get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
Now listen up and listen good. We didn't get here because we were given this chance by being handed this opportunity. We've worked countless hours into days, months into years, just so we could feel the thrills and spills of our motorsport. But now we have a new challenge in our path and an offering for you. So now that you know, are you ready to put the pedal to the metal? At long last, race fans, it is time for your showcase of Pedal to the Metal Racing League Season 9 opener here on the show here in 2023. This is live here on the call, live on the show, live at Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama. It is about that time at last. Let the action kick off and the speeds commence. 20 of the best have invaded to the land of the fastest track in the world, and we're about to find out who can handle the most pressure and significant speed here on PT Race TV. Hello everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Trout, joining you guys here today as we kick off the new season. This is one of the, not the toughest of all races these drivers will face in terms of speed, in terms of control and scope. 50 laps to the distance here for these drivers as we get looking at our starting lineup presented by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Jeffrey Vickery is the starting lineup. On the outside of him will be the 77 of Stephen Ford. Row number 2 is going to be the 18 of Bobby Anderson. The outside, and the 66 is Corey Stahl. Row number 3 is the 99 of Wally Babb. The outside, and the number 15 is Jordan Darnell. Row number 4 is going to be Sean Long, and the 98 outside, and the 27 it is Corey Reed. Row number 5 is the 76 of Mike Rideout. The outside, and the number 70 that is going to be Josh Pike. Row number 6, it pilots it with the hammering man himself, Hunter Hammering Hansen, and the 13 outside. And the number 55 making his television debut is Jason Brent. Row number 7 is going to be the number 12 of Shane Ledoux, the outside. And the number 95, it's Robert Warnes. Row number 8, it is Dennis Warnes. And the number 90, the outside. And the number 84, it's Matthew Hoffert. Row number 9 is Jason Henry, and the number 3, the outside, and the number 20 is Jeffrey Oakes. And finally in row 10, the final starting lineup. In the 5, the throttle, Chantel Battle. And in the 87, it's Kevin Baker. After a good time off away from the sport and away from the drive, we have returned to our roots and returned to what started it all on the PTM Racing TV broadcast. The call is out, the shots are made. It's time to bring these drivers to the limit, to the lineup. Some new faces in the house, some trying to make or break their season and make their presence felt. As you can see, some new sponsors as well kind of coming in on this track and on this playing field here. This should be a very interesting setup and a start for these guys. Some new schemes as well being rocked out. Very excited just to see what we're going to have happen on the track and what we're going to see play out here on the show. It's going to be a bit of a wild season, though, in my opinion, because, again, you got 20 plus drivers signed up, ready to go, ready to get out on the track, and many of them were waiting and wait just to get to this day and be able to have a chance to ride it out with the best. And even also some pretty sweet-looking rides and schemes out there. As you can see, a little bit of a love from the season champion himself, Bobby Anderson, the 18. In loving memory, of course, of Ken Block. We sadly have lost the man that was a co-founder of Hoonigan, as well as one of the greatest rallycross drivers of all time. We has paid tribute to him tonight, and Bobby Anderson pays tribute to him in that truck. The time has come. We are beginning season 9 up here now. 50 laps to the distance. Welcome to the ButtKicker 50, and hello Talladega. It is time to go racing here on PT Race TV. To the ButtKicker starting zone, we fly 'em high. Let's begin season 9. You can feel the power, you can cut it with a knife, you can drive them all day you want. We'll see how this one plays out. Stage caution, going to be a very tough little ordeal as well. Watch for the drivers to be keeping a close eye on that, and the fuel mileage as well on the track. A lot of drivers are going to have to really wear and tear their fuel out while also trying to wear and tear their strategies out on the back stretches and on the front stretches to try to get the most out of their equipment. Last time we were at a plate track, we saw a lot of bump and runs there and a lot of side and back drafting action from the ARCA series of all things. So don't expect too much side drafting here from the truck series. These guys are going to be a little bit more clairvoyant, a little bit more under control, but those bumpers are fair use and fair game, so expect a lot of them to push up and push through. We go on board here with the GainZFitness Incorporated, number 27, Corey Reed, as he is already trying to make a move here up to the front. Corey, a former time winner here on the show, trying to get himself back into victory lane. He's only been to victory lane once in his career on the PC Racing TV network. Looking to try to change that here as don't adjust your television screens. That's not little color palettes we threw on. That's the actual dust and the gravel and sand, if you will, on the track. That comes from the wear and tear of these tires, as well as the wear and tear of the track itself. As you kind of burn in and set the rubber down, that little sand kind of blows up and kind of gets onto the track as well. So don't adjust your television screens if you see that kind of blowing around a little bit. Back behind the field there as well, you see the reigning, defending race winner here, Chantel, the throttle bottle, number 5. She'll be trying to keep a close eye out on everything today and trying to put up another performance to win here. She told me earlier today that really my focus isn't to really get to the front. It's a matter of staying in front for the duration of the season, not so much about trying to win this one race again. A win does mean a lot to these drivers, and you know as well as anything that we can see a lot of guys and gals really put themselves at great risk and great limits just to try to get that, as they are already 3 deep here in through turn number 3 and 4. Seemingly with no clarification or no clairvoyancy, I guess they decide they want to really make or break their start early and go for broke. Can't really blame them too much, but at the same time, I don't know if I really would be going 3 wide this early. I think I'd be trying to lay low a little while here, at least let the truck settle in. They only got an instant repair or 2 to use. But you can see on the top side there, that is the number 77, Stephen Ford, and the low prices machine. Making a little bit of a return new scheme look on that one. Pretty nice little design up. That's not exactly a very good spot to be put at to. That's why I said earlier on that 3 wide salute. Not exactly the brightest move here. He gets trapped up there and stopped on a dime. He's going to have some work to do to get back up to the front now. As I mentioned before in the other broadcast, I'll mention in this one too, we've worked some of the new camera angles on the cars here. So for this season and for the new year, we'll be working a few new varieties and looks on these things. If you guys enjoy them, please let us know in the comment section down below. But we are on board right now with Jason Brandon, the 55 here, as he is making his television debut here in the Pit Stall Racing Series machine. Driving a big bad Chevrolet Silverado out there. Let's see how well that works out for him and how well he can handle and manage to control the truck here. As a drive down to the bottom here, a little bumped out of the action there. Corey Stahl aggressively taking him for a little bit of a hit from Hunter, Hammer, and Hansen. Hansen hammers the bottom there, but I don't think he meant to intentionally get the 66 in there. Corey Stahl, great presence of mind and control the truck, backed off, did not cause a wreck or a stir. The number 70 of Joshua Pike, they'll probably watching on too, as these guys extremely aggressive here. Early on in the run. I don't really know why they're getting too aggressive here out of the gate. If I was them, I'd probably be laying low. But I guess right now the thought is simple. Get to the front and stay up front. I know it's fun for the fans out there. I don't know. But as a commentator, man, I tell you what, it makes me so nerve-wracking and nervous because it's just literally a thought or a feeling unlike any other, and I know this because I've been inside these things when you do that. It's literally the scariest thought in your mind. It's like, okay, who's going to go win, and who's going to end up giving too much of a hit or a bump and cost it out? But as you can see, they come far wide to watch this. Over 67,000 in attendance today. Watch these 20 drivers go at it. So far, anyway, they put on a show, and we're watching it clairvoyantly here on PC Race TV. High and clear on the resolution, high and clear on the sights here. These drivers know what they're looking for and they know what they're going for. Last season as well was probably one of the most chaotic seasons we've ever had here on this broadcasting network with the season in this league. Season 8 we had over multiple winners. I believe in total we had 9 different winners. Hard to believe, but Robert Kahn was the only driver, or it might have been 9 or 8. I believe it was, I'm going to go with an 8 for this one actually, but we had only one driver take home multiple wins that season, and that was a rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. But in kind of an ironic twist, the rattlesnake is not with us tonight. So Kahn is pretty much not anywhere near here, so it didn't be a new winner at least off the start. But we do know Bobby Anderson is here, and he is the defending champion of this season and this series. So He's looking to try to take home Season 9 title, and he did it with only one win and a picture-perfect accuracy of staying with the best and the toughest drivers out there. It looks like he's out to do it again today here as the field continues to just pack and stack and rack up so much. I'm not sure really if this is just due to the fact that the truck is not able to get as much of a draft off anymore as it used to, or maybe these guys are just wanting to try to see how far they can push their limits and push themselves. But at the end of the day, they do know they cause that wreck or they start something, they're going to the end of the line, so that'll make it even more harder on them. And with a 30 incident limit and a 40 maximum before disqualification, you got to be careful not to get yourself in trouble as much as you want to stay out of trouble. And yes, those limits do rack up if you keep bumping around a little too much. Believe me there, guys. I've been there and done it a few times where I run the dirt stocks out there and I'll just give these guys a little bit of what it's worth and just do the old rubbing his race mentality. But here, push a little too hard or get a little too aggressive and cause something out there, then you're really adding them up. Straight line down the back straightaway here. Also a little bit of a storyline going into this season as well. Some brothers coming onto the show. Robert Warrens joins his fellow brother Dennis Warrens here as the 95 machine joins the number 90 camp. So a little bit of family feud, family bonding, I guess you could say. Gonna be interesting to see how that all plays out, how they kind of handle each other, but nevertheless, there'll be some drivers to watch out for. Sean Long returning with his usual CWM scheme, the CW Matthews styled up scheme for his TLM Midnight Motorsports camp. And of course here we have a guy that really knows a thing or two about plate track racing. Remember at Atlanta Super Speedway or Motor Speedway, whatever you want to call it, that driver right there, number 99, Wally Babb, he brought home his first career win ever and finally did it at his home track and home facility. He told me earlier today that if there was one race he had scheduled on this besides Talladega, it was that return to Atlanta. But he loves the idea of being able to go at it again here at Talladega and possibly take home another win and maybe another victory train trip. He's certainly got to have his work cut out for him and certainly have his hands cut into as well through the season because, again, this is probably one of the most diverse seasons we've seen in quite some time. Pit stops being made. Here come the pit stalls. Can they get it in cleanly? Yes, they can. Much cleaner than what we saw at Daytona last night there, where a few drivers actually couldn't quite get the cars to slow down enough. Very good pit stop by everybody involved. Vickery, Anderson, Babb, Long, Stahl, Darnell, Ledoux, Ford, and Baker have entered into the fray. Meanwhile, right up ahead for the race lead, Hammer and Hansen right now still dealing with the pressure behind. We're going to go back into the pit road section here, though, and take a look at where our drivers are at right now. As looks like Wally Babb's going to race them right out, but it's Vickery and Anderson that comes out escape-free. Kevin Baker a little bit late into the party. The rest of the field currently figuring out their strategy and figuring out when it's time to come on down. Joshua Pike in the JP number 70 machine trying to get down there as well. Looks like he's trying to shoot line a gap or an opening. Definitely going to play a little bit of an interesting strategy game laying out this long and this far. Mike Rideout in the number 76 camp as well. Kind of pushing himself to a good limit and trying to see what he can bring to the table. And Rideout's got a win on this show as well here. If you recall, he won it in the iRacing Super Speedway for Pushing Limits Racing League. Managed to take that one home, and he knows a thing or two about these plate tracks, so he knows that 50% of fuel and only those 3 tire limits, you've got a little bit of breathing room, but at the same time, you've got a lot of pressure you've got to kind of come up with and cone down through. As many drivers are figuring that out right away. Jason Brent currently in pit road right now as well. Looked like he might have missed his pit stop when he was supposed to, or may have ended up getting himself into a bit of a troublesome little pit stop issue there. The number 84, Matthew Hoff right now, as we go on board with him here. He's currently trying to bridge the gap between the pack behind him and trying to bridge the gap in front of him. Everybody right now, though, is looking for their momentum. And he's looking for more than just momentum. He's looking to try to get up to the race lead. He moves the 84 camp right into the front. With a 76 of Mike Rideout right in front of him. He drops up top, back down the bottom. We have a new leader. And these guys and gals, again, they are continuously trying to find openings, trying to find spots where they can get around the track and really get around their spots as much as they can, while at the same time just trying to keep a cool head and avoid trouble. Stephen Ford, Jordan Darnell, Shane Ledoux, Kevin Baker, Jason Brent right now back of the pack at the moment here. Jeffrey Vickery, Wally Babb, Bobby Anderson, and Sean Long holding up the tail end of the field with Corey Stahl in there. And if you remember those names I just said, those are the guys that are pushing their limits a little bit harder than I think maybe most of them are trying to do there. Jason Brent staying up top side as the field carves down in the middle and to the bottom. Packing about back into the field here. Hammer and Hansen going in for the kill switch. Looks like he's going to try to fire one down to the top. A block, though, coming there from the bottom lane there. That's Dennis Warren's there. Warren trying to get himself back to the victory lane after a very big hiatus from the sport. Came back a little while ago in last season and then came through in a bit of a championship bind. Looked for the top 5. Wasn't quite successful there. But he had mentioned that he wanted to try to get at least one win in the season and maybe holster a championship trophy when all was said and done. And caution does fly on out now, so that is our competition caution here. The drivers will have to slow them up and get under control here. A very interesting pit strategy too, though, by the drivers that went in early. I think they really were trying to see if they could either push their limits early or if they can stick their nose into the right places at the right time. But right now, race fans, there he is, your competition caution leader. Matthew Hoffert takes home the first part of this race, but he's still got 35 more laps remaining. Can he hold on and take down the field? Find out when we come back here on PC Racing TV. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's racing action and all that has been brought to you in part by our friends at Six Sigma Sim Racing. Six Sigma is your #1 Moza and Sim Magic dealer in North America, while also the manufacturer of best valued high-end sim racing chassis in the market. By the ButtKicker Company, best in performance for feeling real tracks of the virtual world, the ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. By the Pit Stall Racing Series, the place for all your high-octane racing needs on Thursday nights. Be sure to tune on in with us for all your sim racing needs. By Ford Entertainment Group, PC.net, matching your want with your wallet. For FEG, PC.net will always work with your needs to build the best PC at the right price. By GainZFitness.inc. And by Lightning Wrapz. With the most affordable designs made at your leisure, Lightning Wrapz will bring out the best designs in your library.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey. I search high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wrapz. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wrapz. Get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure. Battle Metal Racing League season, I would give a big thank you to our sponsors here for all that have been able to help us out for this brand new season ahead. Thank you so much for your support, and all the fans out there, thank you as well. Enjoy the action still as we continue on with the ButtKicker 50 at Talladega Superspeedway. Back again here live at Talladega Superspeedway, race fans here after a very excellent showcase here from the start. Drivers currently pressuring themselves and focusing in highly on their cornering and on their drive ahead, but with aggression levels high at the beginning, many considering what could be bestowing upon them later in the run, as Jason Brent currently is getting his lap back after falling a lap down due to an unfortunate circumstance of pit road. Lucky dogs definitely coming into play here for the drivers, and they need them too. If they get trapped behind early, they can make up time for later. And these plate tracks like this one, very tough to really tame out, really stay focused with in that realm and in that sanctuary, because again, it's so troublesome to actually stay out of that issue and out of that problem and forcing your hand on getting yourself into too close or too far with somebody. So, but nevertheless, Field's going to straighten themselves back out. We're going to get them lined back up on the track here and let them continue on with their race. Competition caution has set the tone, though. And again, it seems like we're going to see them go into pit road at least once more, but then comes the ultimate strategy of where do you go from here? You got about 32 laps remaining going back to the green flag. You've only got about roughly 16 to 18 laps of fuel. You're going to be pushing your limits a lot more than you realize. So I'd say, honestly, out of the gate, watch for drivers about 5 or 6 laps, maybe slow, maybe kind of back the pace off, maybe try to stay low. Those that want to try to jump early, then will go farther ahead. That's going to be on their command, their cue. But at the end of the day, they've really got to focus in and really be careful on location and position. That will be the main focus here, and it will be their main course of action. Very tight-knit group, though. Very good community based around this series, around these teams. And I'm not going to lie, too. I think of all the schemes out there so far, I think I kind of like that Shane Ledoux scheme a little bit. That's a pretty sweet little ride. I love the class to see out there. Of course, the black and camo there of the Six Sigma Sim Racing Lightning Wrapz. Number 5 is Chantel Pottle. I do like that new look that Steven Forts came out with. I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's just because it looks like retro. I love the old retro cars, and of course that Silver Fox David Pearson used to drive that with the gray Ghost or whatever they called it, the Silver Ghost. Always a sweet looking ride down there. I love that look and that design. But very colorful schemes, very awesome looking designs, and of course Bobby Arsenault piloting a very big special occasion car / truck for the occasion here for Ken Block as well, and the Hoonigan family, and everybody still mourning him. But nevertheless, here, race fans, it is time to bring him back to the action, back to the line. We'll fire him down the front straightaway, and it is about that time again to sing our songs and sing our drive and let them roar to life here off of turn number 4 to the front straightaway to the tri-oval bend. Bring him back to the green. Green flag out. Season 9 continues on. From the ButtKicker starting zone, to the restart zone, if you will, we fire them down on the turn number 1, and they are still pretty much deadlocked in between their positions. On the bottom, not so much the top. Top side definitely found themselves trapped between a little bit of a rock and a hard place. They're getting some run early. The bottom lane almost immediately just getting a huge boost of momentum and a huge boost of occasion there. And Jeffrey Vickery leading the way for Matthew Hoffer. Top side, though, the MRM Network, number 76, right out already looking to hit the JP70, Joshua Pikes Nitrous, and get him shooting to the front. They'll have help behind. Sean Long in the 98 looking as well at the charge ahead, looking for position to kind of manage their way through the field and see what they've got in store. Every driver themselves here as we continue to march their way down across the track. And the way this point system too is now, of course, we got to kind of mention that as well. They have changed up a little bit of the point system. So the way it works now is instead of going one, well, hold on a minute. We'll take a look down the back straightaway here. 3 wide off the corner. Here comes Vickery in the middle. Up top side though, Bobby Anderson making a big jump in the 18 to the front. Gets it right up ahead as Joshua Pike had nowhere to go. Mike Rideout all over the place, wibbly wobbly and all that and then some, but he's hanging on. And the aggression levels are back out again, and they're not lifting this time. The fans love it. They want to see more of it. They love seeing these guys throw the wire and throw it on down. Or maybe not like that, though. Vickery into the wall. JP, Joshua Pike trying to back off. They're going to wreck him down on the back straight on the front stretch. Trouble ahead. 3 cars involved. Caution is needing to be out. Three trucks involved. Caution is finally out here. And a very tough little spot there. Unfortunately, Bobby Anderson getting the first part of it. Dennis Warren, Kevin Baker, and Jason Henry all kind of trapped in between that. But we'll have to look at what happened to Bobby Anderson here on the PTM Racing TV instant replay. This is what started the chain reaction here that began this whole mess. Presented by Six Sigma Sim Racing, here is your PTM instant replay. Right here, there it is, the bump from the 7, Vickery clips him. Anderson's trapped, there's nowhere for him to go, everyone trying to avoid it. And the field getting taken out for their troubles. We'll take one more look at it here and just give you guys another insight on that here. Watch very carefully on the front of that nose of Vickery. Bing, bang, boom, and away she goes. And Vickery will be given the undisputed EOL, the first one of the season. And I don't think there's a first time. I know there's a first time for everything, but I don't think he wanted to be the first time to get that in this case. So that's how the rules play out, though. You cause that wreck, you go to the back. Definitely not the way some of these guys are expecting that, but now I think they have given themselves a little bit of a warning. Be careful what you wish for around here at Talladega. You might just get what you want, and then some. The inspection station there of the number 84, Matthew Hoffer, going to be behind the JP Gaming number 70 now, Joshua Pike. Joshua right now trying to get this thing up into the front and stay in the front after that little disastrous spot there that Bobby Anderson found himself in. And Anderson, too, was the one that initiated the big move at the jump, but Vickery had basically gotten in the middle of it, kind of pushed around too much, and that in turn is what caused the caution and caused the wreck to come out. You just got to be a little bit careful about that and really watch your timing, watch your shot. Too much aggression or too overly aggressive, and it becomes a very tough deal and a very powerful spot to be put into. We'll keep our eye out on the track here as the field continues to work their way up into the front here. Very excited to see really what goes down between these drivers. And speaking of going down between these drivers, let's listen into some of them here. He joins me here in the number 13 camp for Rockside Tires. Hammer and Hansen's back on the call. Hansen, great to hear from you once again here, sir. And so far, doing a pretty good job from your qualifying time to make it up to the front here. But the extreme level of aggression up front early on, I mean, does this kind of get you a little bit worrisome about what could be ahead for you?
For sure it's worrisome, but you know, with having Corey and Matthew up front right here, you know, they're pretty easy to work with. So I'm hoping we can all file in a line and just run away, and we won't have to get it caught up anything. And hopefully we can sync up our pit strategies, and everything will work out for us. And us three will end up battling for it.
I was going to ask about that too, because the fuel strategy is kind of pinpointing around, I believe, about 16, 18 laps right now. You're looking at probably a little bit less than that here. What is it going to take here to kind of sync that strategy up with the teams?
So a lot of it's going to be just getting in behind somebody and using their arrow to save as much fuel as possible, and trying to run not full throttle like the guy up front has to do. So it's going to be all about taking turns and trying to sync everybody up to where we're close together. The other thing we really got to start worrying about here is too much aggression. I mean, we're going 3 wide since lap 1. We kind of all need to tone it down, and myself included. It's the first race of the season. We're all itching to get back.
Itching to get back and itching to get to the front here. Well, nevertheless, Hanson, thank you for your time here, bud. Best of luck as you get ready to fire them back, these guys.
Yep, thank you.
Cameron Hanson making a great point there, too. He even said, I'm getting too aggressive, and I need to even back it off myself. Exactly. As you talked about earlier on, we saw him jump right up to the front. Corey Stahl had to back off and actually got his nose clipped up a little bit, but is able to recover comparatively to what Bobby Anderson did. These guys maybe, you know, have had a few weeks to kind of catch up and kind of refresh themselves, but they got to remember something. They're still drivers, and they still are taking care of their equipment. They can't go out there and just go full bore and expect this Craftsman Gander Trucks or Camping World Outdoor Truck Gander Outdoor Truck Series to stay out of trouble once in a while. Yes, I am having a hard time saying not saying Craftsman Truck Series. They haven't changed on iRacing yet, but to me, it's the Craftsman Truck Series. Come on, guys. Thankfully, iRacing, I believe, is knowing that as well. I think that will be a bit of an update for that in due time, but still, though, it's awesome to see at least what we got on display and what we got going on for these drivers and what they've got in this season. I'm hoping and I'm really expecting them to really make or break themselves in good position and good laying field here. But I also will say they've got to be very careful about when and where they choose their spots and choose their marks. They need to watch every shot, every opening, and be careful about overdriving, being over complacent here. There's a lot of areas they can get trapped at, and they're going to need to keep a close eye on it. Well, race fans, here we go now down the front straightaway here. It is that time again at last. We bring them to the ButtKicker restart zone. As the field gets centered back off here into the distance. To the green flag we wave. We're back underway. .26 laps remaining here. It's still a bit early if you can believe it though. 26 laps really at Talladega. Absolutely nothing compared to like a mile and a half or a mile long or even a half mile. This is a more of a kind of a short-ended race, kind of a more longer formatted in terms of your speed control and consistency, the level of aggressiveness you bring from the plate track / pack races. And the crazy thing is, too, is again, these guys may be getting aggressive now, but just wait till they get to Atlanta Motor Speedway, and then they have to figure out how to chill out there when in terms of having to make sure they don't overdo themselves. Because last season there, let's be honest ourselves, it was a battle of attrition and just survival. And that was one of the reasons that Wally Bad was able to survive as long as he did, despite nearly taking himself completely out of that race late in the run. We don't know with the guys like Joshua Pike. We don't know with guys like Jason Brent or even guys like Robert Warrens that have just tuned into the show, to the series, what they will do or what they're capable of. Because really, this is the first time we're getting a good look at them and a good idea of what they're going to bring to the table. So, and really, that's not even in terms of how hard they can run a mile and a half or a short track. It's more or less about how hard can they be aggressive when they have a chance to do it. Well, there's one thing we do know about this one here that we're on board with. Chantal Throttle Bottle. Her aggressiveness and level of aggression can get pretty good if you have pushed her to the wrong limits. But the thing is, she's probably one of the coolest and chillest drivers you'll find in terms of staying out of trouble until the very, very end. Then she'll push some limits and push some drivers to their limit. I've had the privilege of having to take her on one-on-one before on many of these kind of tracks, these kind of races, whether it be tire burners or dirt runners. She's not easy to take down, man. I tell you, she is probably going to be one of the toughest to take down and really fight it out with on a constant level. Onboard camera here, Volleybab here, and the number 99 here at Toyota Tundra, as he currently is still moving the chains and trying to move his way into position. I will say we haven't had time to get all the cameras mounted up on these trucks. We got the Silverados done, but I think the producers forgot to get the Fords and the Toyotas, so we'll get to them next week here. Don't worry, we haven't forgot about them, guys. Jeff Oakes, the number 20 Napa Auto Parts machine right now, looking pretty solid here, up in his bracket, in his spot here. He's trying to push a bit of that number 27 in front of him. Corey Reed, the GainZFitness Incorporated machine, as he punts the back bumper of the ButtKicker logo and puts the 20 right in a chance to push the 27 to Reed. He's got him into the race lead for a brief fleeting moment entering the turn, but not enough to keep Matthew Hofford at bay, as Hofford still mixing and managing his speed well. Such a deviation too from the ARCA series last night, because again we watched that Daytona 250 from start to finish, and you can see the middle line there at Daytona really had some power on its display, and it was a great showcase of really just the control and the momentum it can carry through. However, right now you're not really getting that middle or that outside groove to work as well as it was. The bottom lane seems to be kind of where you're hitting your pinpoints at and really taking your marks from. But again, we have to kind of keep in mind there may not be as much rubber on the middle as there is on the bottom. Again, rubber is what helps keep the grip, keeps the momentum from getting yourself too loose or too out of shape. I mean, these trucks, they will get out of shape if you got too much slick areas or too much of a spot down there that's a bit wet dry, where part of it is wet and it gets the truck or car unsettled, and the other part is grip, but you really are all over the place. By then you have no way to get around it. And you can see right here too, again, look, you see right there, right up in the middle, they're getting a great run right into the pack and into the trap. So again, they could just be backing off a little bit and maybe not having as much problem with the bottom lane down there as we get in trouble. As there's big trouble right in the mix. Drive a shuts up auto, and a huge hit there for the 55 and Jason Brand, going straight into the wall, down to the back half. Huge wreck. Huge wreck. Multiple drivers involved in this one. Hard to say who was at fault or what happened. It looks like the 5 is completely jammed up down there on the back side, the inside of the field. And she's going to have to go to pit road, unfortunately, to get that truck out. What a tough break there. But let's look at the PT Mr. replay and find out what the heck happened here. What a huge hit, moving their way to the front. Jason Brent here, we see the 55, he's completely centered off, set, good to go. And Bobby Anderson right there, man, he just got him right in the back. And the 5, oh my goodness. Takes a good chunk. Definitely a big one, unsettled here on the showcase as the defending champion, unfortunately. Finds himself at the point of no return there. Anderson definitely took a good hit out of that one, but we'll take one more look at it. Right there, yeah, just a huge hit. He got some airtime there, but he got trampled in there. There's the wreck. See a few of the other guys. Jordan Darnell, I see Mike Rideout, Shane Ledoux able to get out of there. Kevin Baker avoiding it. Yikes. So lap number 30 there, and Anderson will be going to the outhouse there. He has been a bit of a bad boy, to say the least. Pit road, Jeff Oakes going to take the lead out. Corey Reed also going to be in that mix-up. Rest of the field trying to curry their way back up into the field here. Wally Babb, Jason Brent. Brent, the one that was the recipient of that big hit and going for a wild ride there. Thankfully, he is A-okay, but I guarantee you, he cannot be happy a camper out there. Man, what a wild, wild situation just popping up right out of the gate here. Let's take a look to some of the drivers down there. Piloting number 84 today here. 13 spots up so far. Matthew Hofford on the line here. Hofford, these guys and gals, they definitely want to try to throw themselves out in the wall, but I don't think they were expecting to literally and figuratively go into the wall there. What are you seeing down there, sir?
Well, luckily and gladly, everything's been in my mirror. Nothing's been in front of me or me included, so everything's just been in the mirror. I don't know. I just think it's wrong place, wrong time for some of them.
You think some of them maybe just getting a bit too aggressive, not really focusing too much on the overall statistics and logistics, what they're up to?
Yeah, I think aggression is going to play a little part of it, especially here. We're coming down to the final 20 laps, and I think that aggression is going to build a little bit, and we may see some more. I don't know. They say caution breed caution, so we'll see.
All right. Well, Hoffer, appreciate your time down there and a little bit of an insight. What's going on the track?
Thank you, man.
The Hoffer there on the end line. Chantel Throttle Puddle right now, radioing to her team and her crew to get that truck out of the wall and get that thing squared up as fast as they can here. She is currently in pit road still. Coming from the toe wise, I'm not too sure she'll be able to get back on the lead lap right away here. She is currently still dealing with the damage. Thankfully, a couple instant repairs is still up for her use and her needs, but definitely a frustrating time there for that the reigning defending winner here of this race. Probably was not expecting this to go out the way it had. Laps winding down right now. We are going to be down to about 16 laps remaining when we get back to the start here. Field currently in pit road, just getting strategies put up for Darnell Vickery, Pike, Warrens, Robert Warrens that is, and Shane Ledoux also in that mix. Bobby Anderson will still have to go to the outhouse here. He is not going to get any breaks there. Caused the initial incident in the wreck there on the 55, so he'll fall back in line there. Field getting squared away here, and Anderson again trying to not only defend a championship here, but I think also just trying to defend some pride out there. The 5, Chantel Pottle, has got the truck back out, and you can see how hard she's driving that thing. She's hurrying to get them laps back. She does not want to lose time. She'll be a lap down still if they go back green. I think she might have enough time, though, to get that other lap back. Hard to completely say here. Again, just wrong place, wrong time. You even heard Rofford say, like, flat out, it just happens. But even I've been saying on this call all day, you just have to know in the back of your mind, the back of your head, you only have so much you can work with. You only have so much you can deal with. You still have to stay focused on the end goal and the end result. Because, again, there is literally 11 more races in this season coming up for them. And so much more on the line to participate and to use at such a high level and such a high stake. So, you know, at the end of the day, they can all push their limits and go for what they want right now, but there's still plenty of time, in my opinion. Next week, Six Sigma Sim Racing presents the Las Vegas 80 Las Vegas Motor Speedway, as we will be down there. The next week, then, we'll be at Kentucky for a 100-lap deal. Canadian Tire will be on the 29th for 30 laps there, so expect some road course action. Back on the show, should be a very interesting time and a very cool little ride, to say the least. Looks like Chantel will get her full lap back. Bobby Anderson and Joshua Pike have both gone in and out of pit road here, so that will square up the strategy here. Braves fans, when we come back here, we're looking to get back to the green, get back to the charge. Stay tuned. We still have a little bit more racing action here in the Talladega Super Speedways race for the ButtKicker 50. Tonight's race presented in part by our friends at Six Sigma Sim Racing. Six Sigma is your #1 Moza and Sim Magic dealer in North America, while also the manufacturer of best value and high-end sim racing chassis in the market. By the ButtKicker Company. Best in performance for your thrilling rail tracks, the virtual world. The ButtKicker, feel what you've been missing. By the Pit Stall Race Series, the place for all your high-octane racing needs on Thursday nights. Be sure to tune on in for all your sim racing needs. By Ford Entertainment Group PC.net, matching your wallet with your wallet. FEGPC.net will always work with your needs to build the best PC for the right price. By GainZFitness.inc. And by Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure. Lightning Wrapz will bring out the best designs in your library. So field right now currently stretched out on turn number 3 and 4. I believe we saw the yellow lights flickering on. Yep, we do here. So they are going to remain under the caution. We'll have 15 laps to go come to the next restart. I believe they're trying to clear up the debris and the damage down there as well that drivers were kind of left on for. Looks like the throttle paddle getting some more fuel as well. Trying to save her up for this last leg. Maybe trying to outsmart the drivers here. And Corey Stahl's got a very similar ID. So does Dennis Warrens, Wally Babb, Jason Henry, Stephen Ford. They're all going into pit road right now. A few of them also. Jordan Darnell, Jeffrey Vickery, Shane Ledoux, Robert Warrens, Jason Brent, Bobby Anderson. They all have gone in. Might be smart strategy here, but those that are up front right now are looking at the big picture here and hoping for the best in the break that they can get. We've seen some new folks coming on into the Everard Showcase today, and first off, we just want to say thank you so much for tuning on into the action, so much for coming on to the call. We certainly hope you've enjoyed your time and enjoyed your racing action and needs. And if you have and you do and you haven't already, like to follow us up here on Facebook, what are you waiting for? There's so much more action and so much more we bring to the stage. Always stay tuned for more and keep your eye out when we go live, because we never know what to expect and we never know what you'll get until you see it here in the show. Michael Vineyard saying, Bab, better step it up and look and long. What are you doing? Michael Vineyard calling out his boys down there. Rodney Chris is saying this is a great race to watch tonight. Rodney, thank you so much for tuning in, as well as Michael Vineyard. I haven't been able to read your guys' comments here. My little, I always say, cellular device has not worked as well as it should in terms of showing what everything's going on the track here. So I've been trying to keep up on my comment section here with you guys. Now, I believe Anderson was still supposed to be in the very back, but I believe because Brent, Stahl, and Pottle also went into pit road under a unscheduled pit stop, I think that's going to send them back. So we'll have to see what happens from there. Nevertheless, though, the field has still got their hands cut out for him. Jeffrey Oaks, the number 20, looking to try to do what he has not been able to do ever since coming on with the Fundamental Racing League camp back in the NASCAR Heat 4 days, and that's finally get a victory here on the championship caliber stakes. He wants the title. He's come second place so many times. A win here would edge him in and give him a chance at what he's long warned and wanted it for. Off the distance down into turn number 4 to the front straightaway here. It's about to hit it. It's about to get it. Let's get down to it. $15 laps remain here as I lead them down off of the back straightaway here. The field now is going to be jumbled up, and they're going to have to really be on a tight cornered end for fuel mileage, as well as a run up ahead of them. Staying focused on your drive and staying focused on your speed is going to be extremely difficult, but extremely crucial here. Drivers got to watch and be careful here. I guarantee the last 10 laps, you will start to see the worst of a driver's tendency and their mindset. And that's not anything shaking at these guys. It's literally what they do and what I will even do if I was them. It's just something you can't get over. You just want to make your way to that front and move your way to the chains. The only way to do it, though, is to get behind or get in front of somebody and let the motor roar. The power and speed being used at a high level here right now, leading him down off corner number 2. The 98 of Sean Long right now currently pushing Corey Reed as much as he can. This new look, new scheme for the GainZFitness Incorporated, trying to do what he is setting out to do, which is get his first win of the season knocked off and get one back into victory lane after so long. He told me earlier he knows he has a chance to get into the championship 5, but he knows that just winning the championship itself is not exactly an easy task. Remember, top 5 at the end of the season, also claiming some prizes and rewards for their hard work and dedication and earning it out here on the show. But really what these drivers want is that big coveted trophy and the big prize that lays within. Off the backstretch here, riding them down. Dennis Warren's in pit road, had to get in and out quickly. It looked like he had some problems down there and had to get it fixed up. A big tough break there for the 90 camp here. I probably wasn't expecting what had happened to him there, but it's going to be one of those deals. Mixing up to the field right now. Hofford, Reed, currently still dealing with Oaks in front of them, both. Mike right out in the 76, kind of laying it up topside, while Kevin Baker trying to bake up some apple turnovers and turn this truck around and turn this season on its head. He's never won here on PT Race TV. He's come so close so many times. He told me earlier this was his track, this is his chance and his opportunity. Not much is known about the 70 of JP's Joshua Pike, but man, so far he's made a believer out of me, doing an extremely well done job and hanging with the guys and hanging with this field, trying to separate him out, trying to make a big jump for the spot and make all for its worth. Everybody right now kind of moving towards the top side here. Look out above. We're going 3 wide, and it looks like Pike's going to try to intervene and get them going. He's got the train engaged. Now he's trying to ride onto the rails and into the top spot. Looking to be the engine car up ahead, but unfortunately they're not enough to get going up there. He needs at least 1 or 2 more trucks to really put the power in there. Still 3 deep, down on the top, in the middle, on the bottom. That's the last place you want to be. If you're up front right now, you're just more worried about hold your line and hold it steady. Can they keep it going? Oh, look out though! Oaks is on the extreme bottom, and he just clipped the 27 to the inside. Big wreck coming off. The big one strikes at Talladega. And Corey Reed, unfortunately, caught in catastrophe there. Oaksy nowhere to go, and understandably thought he may have had a line or maybe a ledge up, but I don't think he was expecting to get trapped there. Massive damage on the 27 as well as the 20 there. We'll take a look at the PT Instant replay and see what went wrong there. I can tell you what I saw, though, on my end, which was pretty clairvoyant. It was the 20. Staying below, but he went below the yellow line. Here comes Reed. You can see right here, he's right to make the pass. They go 4 in deep. Oaks trying to back off. He catches the 27, and away they go and goes for the ride. And surprisingly, not everybody making a good jump around. Only Reed and Oaks, actually. I thought there was a big wreck there, but it turns out it was just really those two that got into that mess. Very interesting to see just how clean they kind of came away from it, despite all the trouble. So good on them, but we're going to go to the instant replay here on the onboard. Below the yellow. He tried to back off. He tried to save it, but there's really nowhere to go. The 5 right there, you got to be thinking probably was just trying to avoid it. Everyone else trying to get out of there. It looks like one of the truck was involved. I couldn't quite see who was the other in there, but But we do know who started it, so that is really the main focus there. But what a tough break there for everybody involved in that one. Wow. If Wally Bab is going to try to play a big move here, he's going to stay out. Hoping for a bit of a break and hoping for a bit of a chance here. Joshua Pike, Stephen Ford going to kind of follow in tangent here. Field right now going to be pressured back in and going to really have to square it up onto the pace here. They're going to be running really low on laps, and I don't think that's what any of these guys were expecting. Sean Long and Wally Bab, man, they were making a great little fight out there. I believe it was Sean Long, actually, that was jumping it to the front before that caution came out in and catching Oaks and Corey Reed off guard. And Oaks, again, having to go to the outhouse. He has been a bad boy. Been a bit of a freshened up scheme on there, but same can't be said for everything else. Dennis Warren right now currently trying to get some fuel and a little bit more fix up on those tires. Looks like he might have had a rear shock absorber break as he was coming off from pit road originally on the last caution. So that's why they had to go back in, replace that completely, fix it up, and then put it back on the track. Now finds himself kind of in a rock, between a rock and a hard place, because he's currently one lap down. Actually, I know I take that back here. He's actually on the lead lap, so he needs to hurry up, catch back to the field, and then he's only really got one chance at this because, again, he has used an instant repair up. I don't know how many more he'll have, if any, so he's going to need to be very, very careful here. Well, Michael Vineyard, I know earlier on you were telling Bab he needs to hurry it up. Well, he is now, my friend, and Sean Long followed in suit. And now these guys and gals should all be good on fuel and should be good on the rest of the run here. That means they'll have 7 laps when they return to the green. The big question here is, can they stay under control and can they stay focused? So it looks like they're going to have a little bit of time out of the clock here. Looks like they're going to get another lap around. Binder saying, yeah, they're making Daddy proud down there. Fair enough. Joshua Pike has parked into pit road. I'm not sure what's going on with the 70 down there, but the JP70 Chevrolet Silverado has parked it. And what a tough break there for him. The 70 was looking so strong and it looked like everything was going well for him. to now this. What is going on with that 70 cam down there? So it looks like instead of 7, it'll be 6 laps remaining. The throttle Chantel Powell getting her last little bit of damage cleaned up on the front of that nose. Looks like she did suffer some damage from the 20 there, and someone else maybe in front of her. See if she uses an instant repair up, or if she just decides to just clean the damage as much as she can. Looks like she's going to try to get the damage cleaned up as much as she can. She has 6 laps remaining. She's going to need all the power and speed she can get. The defending winner really going to be thrown in for a big fight out here. Field right now is currently in a bind and a fever pitch. Race fans, they are going to get him squared back up with 6 laps remaining. The ButtKicker 50 starting up this season 9 strong as can be in terms of driver lineup and driver aggression, many of which certainly have put their point, put their proven across. They have certainly missed racing it out with their friends and their teams and their drivers, and now they're about to be put to a whole nother level yet again. On off the back straightaway here to the front stretch, lining them down from turn 4 to the front stretch. We hit them to the ButtKicker restart zone for could what be the final time. We'll see in a minute. Green is back out. Let them roar to life. Bit of a draw block up there from Kevin Baker as he went up there right at Corey Reed. And it looks like Jeffrey Oaks also going to follow in suit behind him. Baker dives up top yet again. They are all crossing up down there in the middle to the top. They want to get to the front as soon as they can. But I don't think jumping and driving up front like that is going to help them very much. Baker struggling to get momentum, and I think that's due to just not knowing where he was at in the location, and everyone else just not agreeing with his strategy there. Wally Babb right now leads the field in. Stephen Ford, though, right behind him, trying to keep victory at bay. The field moving their way in the middle to the top side again. Baker on the extreme outside. Corey Reed right with him. Not a lot of room, but all speed if you can get it going. Looks like there's a slight bit of aerodynamic dependency on the side draft. Able to push, able to use. Baker working it through the field. Down the top side now, the A7 right in charge. Might have a chance. They're 3 deep. 3 off, 3 on. Everybody trying to hang on. Reed, after the huge wreck he suffered a bit ago, trying to get to the lead once more. Nobody is safe in this one, and everybody going for broke. Trying to hold on, though. Nothing is safe from this one. And it looks like a bit of a drop down, a bit of a blow down to the back half. Baker jumps in front of the 7. He wants the middle, trying to get to the front. Babb trying to defend him off, going for win number 2. It is dead neck and forth, dead even one another. Everybody just trying to keep their momentum at bay. Vickery going back up. He wants to run. Baker, what is he doing? He just completely blocked the 7 and almost caused a big one. I'm not sure I agree with that strategy. He drove it up, and Hansen gives him one back. Hammer and Hansen just nudged the 87 in a big way, and that just slowed up both of them in the middle plane. Everybody on the top right now trying to hurry back. They are losing time because of the antics in the middle of it. Baker yet again still pushing, trying to get around Hansen. Ledoux now throwing it in the middle. Every single driver trying to hold on with 3 laps remaining. I know it's part of racing, and I know it's a racing deal, but that really, in my opinion, was a bit of a bad deal to try to play that level, to try to play that move. You know there's no room there. You've got to at least have some clairvoyance. Bobby Anderson seems to have also figured it out. Rocking in the middle. He's got Jordan Darnell right behind him, trying to push with the 18 in front, the 15 behind. This field right now is just dead, even with each other trying to hold off the rest of the field. The sheer aggression and levels being used at a good level right now. The 13 still stuck on the top, trying to hang on. Hansen trying to get his first asphalt win of his career. Everybody else looking for either their first win or another win to their career and their resume. With 2 laps to go. Something's got to give. Something's going to go. What will it be, though? Will it be the drivers of their minds? Either way, they may lose their minds if something happens to their truck. Big damage on the 27, probably from earlier on. And he seems to have finally got everyone to calm down a bit back there. Everybody else in the mix trying to hold on. Field trying to move quickly. Pack stacked and racked up. Anderson in the middle. Fab on the bottom. Trying to hold down for one more run. Going for broke into between. Here we go on turn number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your white flag lap presented by the ButtKicker Company. Coming down to the front straightaway. They lead them off one more time by. Here we go. White is out. Can they hang on before they get to the goal? By! Did they get to the white before the caution came? They did. They stay green. Huge wreck unfolding, taking out a good chunk of them. Halford, Reed, Warrens, and Bent are all involved. Slam back in the mix and down to the front here. Anderson and Babb deadlocked between one another. Ford trying to help out his friend, trying to give him a chance. Darnell trying to keep the momentum, looking for the opening to the outside. Corey Stahl looking in between. He'll try to dive to the outside. He can't get in there. Babb going for the final run. Here comes the final push. The drive for the win. Can he hang on? He's got to get it to the front stretch of the tri-oval to sink this one through. Ford jamming the throttle down there. 3 deep. Brecken behind to the finish line. It's going to be Wally Babb getting win number 2 to his career and a final treadlock finish with a drag race mixed in. What a race. Wow. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. The 99 takes it to the extreme sim racing camp. Wally Babb, win number 2, added to his career. Both on decidedly plate track competence, but at the same time, he fought, scratched and clawed to hold back the one in the season 8 champion himself, Bobby Anderson, with his friend and colleague Stephen Ford coming for a podium, and a lot of drivers ending up on the chopping block right before they could get to the line. But what a performance for Wally Babb, being able to hang on. Robert Van Ness saying it best, what a finish indeed, indeed. The separated time between the two right now registering 400 of a second. We'll give you a full calculation in just a moment, as Babb is going to be celebrating a while with this one. And for good reason too. What a performance. The whole field's going to have some fun down there, it looks like. They're happy season 9 is finally here. Here is your Pit Stall Racing Series final results. The final total, 42 thousandths of a second of the line. Wally Babb edges Anderson off. Stephen Ford will take home third. Jordan Darnell is going to bring home fourth. Fifth to Corey Stahl. Sixth to Sean Long. Seventh to Jeff Oakes. Eighth to Jeffrey Vickery. Ninth to Shane Ledoux. And 10th to Kevin Baker, rounding out the top 10. Other finishers on your screen as well. When we come back here, race fans, we listen to the final three and our finishers today. Stay tuned with us. We'll be right back after a quick commercial message.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
All right, race fans, welcome back here on Pizza Racing TV. We are now talking with your top three drivers today, piloting for his very first podium. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 77, Stephen Ford, pushing fellow friend there, the 99 to Bab to the line there. And Ford, congratulations, man, popping this one out. What a fight from the back to the pack here. You had to drive as hard as you could and really muscle this thing in. What was it like down there?
It was chaotic. We knew a wreck was going to come at the end. All we could pray for that we hit the white flag before that happened. And as soon as we hit that white flag, it happened right behind us. So it worked out great for me and Wally because we were two of the three guys that stayed out on that last caution. And we were banking on it going green to the end. So it worked out perfect for us.
Worked out perfect for you guys as well. Now, I'll ask you, too, I mean, you had a lot of late rallies and a lot of late runners there trying to go for broke, trying to take you up on this one. But for you and this crew, I mean, what is this moment and this feeling like to be able to say you guys are starting this one off on the highest of notes and the best of notes here for this team?
To kick off the season with essentially a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots for the guys that we run together with, that's a hell of a start for us, and I cannot complain. Everyone was awesome communication-wise amongst each other, and we just tried to keep it clean at the end. A couple mishaps in between the middle laps, but as long as everyone was there at the end, which that's what we tried to do, and it worked out great. So it was a hell of a battle. It was fun.
Certainly indeed. Steven, I got to ask you to close this one now for the first race of the season. Who do you want to thank for this?
I got to thank my team for Level Midnight. Shane, Ledoux, Jeffrey Vickery, Sean, Corey, Jordan, Bobby, Wally. These guys are awesome. It's always fun running with this group, and the fact that we can all run together and really just have a hell of a time doing it. It's always awesome. Definitely got to thank Cumberland Farms for their iced coffee. Dunkin' Donuts has better iced coffee. Don't tell Jeffrey I said that. And for Juice Carpets, having a 50% discount. They definitely told me to mention that. And you guys for the awesome broadcast. It's always awesome watching the next day. Definitely been doing it since last season. I'll be sure to rewatch this one tomorrow morning. So thanks for all your hard work.
Absolutely. All right, Steven, man, congratulations on this third place finish today.
Thank you.
Stephen Ford, ladies and gentlemen, going to take this one home for a third time around here. His first podium. This guy's no stranger to being in the podiums, though, ladies and gentlemen. Bobby Anderson getting himself back where he left off from Season 8. And Anderson, congratulations yet again, sir, on bringing it back to another podium. I think, in all honesty, out of the last couple of races in the seasons, I think you've literally been in the podium more often than not for start to finish here. And yet again, another one on a plate track of all things. Does that kind of really get you squared up and really more set to go for the beginning of this season?
Yes, sir, it does. Get the momentum started at the beginning. We had a pretty good, terrific Season 8. We wanted to end it on a high note. We did with the championship and want to begin this one on a high note. And early on, we didn't really have that. Had a couple of hiccups where got drafted, got bumped into the wall, and then made a mistake and hit Jason Brandt. Want to apologize to him for that. Did not mean to get into him for that. So wound up using our fast repairs early and then had to grind our way through the field and get back up there.
You certainly did indeed. Now, hey, I'm gonna ask you this too, man. I mean, you had pretty much a good little run there earlier, then got kind of trapped and kind of got into a bad spot, had to get tail end of the field, and that final drive to the front. I mean, how crazy or how difficult was it just to even stay under control in the middle plane and really get up there where you were?
It was a lot of patience. We were 3 wide, pretty much 6, 7, 8 cars deep, and just trying to make sure we don't get caught up in a wreck with the up two lines up top trying to get into each other if they did. And there was a holdup up front, and eventually the top 3 guys pulled away, and I pulled away in front behind them in front of everybody else, and we took that opportunity to get in front, take that high line. So
Certainly took the high line and took the high road in to pop it into a podium. As you finish second place today here, Anderson, who do you want to thank you for this one?
first off, I want to thank all the guys I race with and everybody at home here, my wife, my kids. Couldn't do it without them supporting me. 213 Simware. Got Simware going up on the .com. You can go check it out there. It's a pretty good site there. You guys can work with him. He's really good. Six Sigma, FEG PCU for putting on the broadcast, PTM. And I just want to do a shout out to Kim Blocks. I raced this truck today, tried to get the win for him. I'm glad I put it up here on the podium, got slain on the broadcast for him and in memory of him, and rest in peace.
We all miss him, and I think honestly he's smiling down on you a little bit for this one, my friend. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Bobby Anderson going to take this one home in second today, but the man that's going to get himself his second win of his career, one in Atlanta, one in Talladega. Wally Babb, welcome back home, sir. You got the win here at Talladega.
I'm happy right now. I don't think I've won at Dega.
Never won at Dega, never had a chance there, but you had a chance and you took it home today, my friend.
Yeah, it was that last. My confidence went down a little bit when I got wrecked earlier in the race because it was going good, and then that last caution, pit stop, whatever was going on, I was like, I got enough fuel. I'm staying out. I'll just save fuel, and it worked out. I don't like starting in first with the last few laps to go. You know how the draft is. But it worked out.
It worked out. It worked in your favor. And, man, I got to ask you, too. I mean, you literally had put yourself in such a crazy scenario, such a crazy situation. You stayed at the bottom. You had to work your way through the field. And to then come away with this big, bad finish here at the line. I mean, how important was it to even get to this point and have that chance here?
It's real nice, and it's nice to start the season off like this because there's a lot of tough drivers in here, a lot of skill, and it's something you never know what's gonna happen out there, and you can't ever plan what you're gonna do before the race. I mean, you can throw an idea out there, but because you know how it goes, it don't ever go as planned. It just fell out in the right spot tonight, and it was fabulous.
Fabulous indeed,
and
amen.
And it looked like we had some viewers tonight.
Yeah.
We have some fans.
You certainly did indeed. You had a lot of people watching on. They were rooting for you too, my friend. As you come away with this win and this victory, I'll ask you this last thing. Who do you want to thank you for all this?
Well, I want to thank my TLM, my team, my aunt Anita. She watches. I think Michael was watching tonight. My wife. Thank you for putting on this awesome show. I can't wait to watch the replay. All the sponsors, Pedal to Metal, ButtKicker, Pit Stall, all my teammates that I race with on different leagues. There's a lot of them. I can't mention all their names because I can't even think right now because I'm so happy. But and a shout out to all the drivers in here.
For sure there. Wally Batman, well earned and deserved. Congratulations bringing this one home today at Talladega, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 99 of Wally Babb returns to victory lane in a huge way. Well, He gets it at Talladega, and that will cap off the season opener. We will begin racing action next week in Las Vegas Motor Speedway. If you thought this was wild, imagine what they'll have to do in a mile and a half. But nevertheless, thank you so much to our sponsors at Six Sigma Sim Racing, ButtKicker Company, Pitstall Racing Series, Forward Entertainment Group, PC.net, GainZFitness Incorporated, and Lighting Wrapz for all your support and everybody that always tunes in these shows. From all of us here at Pizza Race TV Race fans, we thank you and appreciate you for all you've given and done for us. We will see you guys next time when the green flag flies high here on the show.